Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. I'm Lucas and welcome back to another F1 22 track guide. Today we are doing Austria, which was round 4 of F1 Esports, and yeah, this is actually my qualifying lap from Q3 in F1 Esports qualifying for Austria, because I don't have any other of my quicker laps recorded, which is annoying because yeah, this lap isn't particularly very good, not a lap I'm very happy with, but I think for what today's purpose is, which is, to have analysed the track and point out the main things, it'll fit the purpose just fine, regardless of whether it was a good lap or not. So, yeah, we will jump straight to it. Same format as always. Let's play the lap through first. Thankfully, a short lap today, so hopefully you're going to get a shorter video than normal, because I like to ramble. Let's watch. So, into turn 1. Using all the road on the left hand side down to 5th gear, albeit you can use 4th if you opt to, if you want to, sorry, but we used 5th through there. And yeah, that sector 1 is one corner. Then for sector 2 you're bringing the car over onto the curve on the left hand side, braking just past 100 meter board. We used 4th gear, but you can definitely use 3rd in this corner. We just prefer to use 4th with our, I guess with our setup and stuff like that as well. Heading now down to turn 4, I think it technically is. Understeered massively, so that was probably, we lost a lot of time in that corner on our lap. Then opening up the corner now into turn 5, missed the apex, so we understeered a bit. And then starting sector 3, it's very hard to quite perfect that apex because the car just wanted to understeer for us. Heading now into the final 2 corners of the track, very easy to invalidate, but we got a nice clean run through there, got to the apex alright, utilised the road and the exit okay. And that was our lap for F1 Esports quality in Austria. Not one I'm particularly proud of, but it should, yeah, it'll help. It'll fit the purpose for what we're doing today. So let's rewind. Rewind. So starting the lap again, you wanna, and it's gonna be a bit harder to scrub here because this is the full quality. I don't have the lap singled out. So, but anyway, let's run through it. I can spam the spacebar. Classic technique. So, starting the lap, you want to, again, you just want to carry as much speed out this last corner as possible. DRS open, and yeah, up to 8th gear, and then you're braking between the 100 and the 150 meter board. So yeah, you're bringing the car over to the left hand side, and yeah, you want to be maximizing, the track on the entry to make sure to give you, a widest possible angle to get into turn 1 because it's very easy to understeer on this entry because the circuit rises up and then you can easily lose. If you understeer on the entry, there's a sausage curve on the other side as well where you can everything can go wrong. So braking 100% now, I guess that's about maybe at 80 meters or something like that. So you're braking just past the 100 meter board. Car fully, as you can see, we're fully on the brakes now, fully over to the left hand side, and we are turning in. Yeah, quite a late turn-in point, but I think we turned in a little bit too late on this lap. But it's point being critical to avoid turning in far too early because unlike in past years' games, you cannot cut this inside curb at all. It is a no-go. So you want to be making sure that you're not like jumping over with the middle of the car over this middle yellow sausage curb. So yeah, and again 5th or 4th gear. It's kind of preference, depends on the setup, depends on things like that. You can use either, but yeah, we used 5th on this lap. And then this is the sausage curb that you can see approaching on the left hand side. It's very easy to charge in with lots of speed, and then you understeer, and then your lap's gone because you've lost the car. Will just slide on the sausage curb. So yeah, critical to not turn in too early, but also not turn in with too much to carry in too much speed because then it means you could be in serious trouble on the exit. But the circuit sort of evolves out towards you, if you can see it. So the circuit will turn out towards you, and you're driving in a straight line, and you can actually see we get on that sausage curb a tiny bit, and it's a tricky traction zone. You do not want to be using any more than that. So we actually relatively maximised the road pretty okay for turn 1. So we'll play that back. I need to go back 10 seconds because I can't fully scrub this one, but yeah, let's run it through at full speed. Opening the road, braking late, clipping the apex nicely, and getting on the power, DRS open, and that's a relatively clean turn 1. So heading now down to turn, well, this is technically turn 2 here, but the next one is the actual proper turn 2, but the next one's called turn 3. Saving it nice and tight on the left hand side. We did a 9-3-3 sector 1, which I think from my memory's a little bit weak, but I think it's not a terrible sector 1. So now heading into turn 3 officially, which is heavy braking zone, a hairpin, one of the most common overtaking spots. Same story, you're bringing the car fully over to the left hand side, and we are just past that 100-meter board, and you can see the brake. We just get slam on the brakes fully now. And then we're down to 4th gear, and then it's a tricky braking zone because it's very easy to lock up because we're coming off of the curb back onto the track basically. And you can definitely use 3rd gear in this corner if you want to. We opted to use 4th, and yeah, we're carrying a lot of speed. We get to the apex nicely. We're in 4th gear. The revs dipped really, really low, but we probably carried in a bit too. We didn't really rotate the car enough in the middle of the corner, so we dove in a bit deep, and then getting back on the power as early as possible. And yeah, just saving the distance on the inside. So we'll run that through normal speed again. Over to the left, braking it practically just on / past the 100-meter board. Doing all your heavy braking in a straight line. Then we're having to dive in right because you have to commit into the corner. Car just reluctant to turn in on that a little bit of entry phase, so you don't want to be. Yeah, it's very easy to miss this apex, but equally you don't want to carry in so much speed that you make the exit too shallow. I think we made it a little bit too sharp for us because then we have to sort of get on traction here, and again, sausage curbs there if you get it wrong. So getting on the power, full power, just about now. Thanks to 4th gear basically because we're opted to use the higher gear, and yeah. Got through that okay, not perfect but not bad. Then again, utilising all the road in the entry for turn 4. Common theme around this track is just making the entries as wide as humanly possible. Braking past the 100-meter board. I would say again probably similar to turn 1, braking about 80 meters, but that's quite just late. We're fully on the brakes now, maybe about 75 meters give or take. Obviously, I'm just guesstimating from the sort of the visual distance, and we do not get this corner perfectly nailed. We do understeer, so bear that in mind. We're down to 4th gear, and then the front just pushed on this little bit. We just don't get the car in fully onto the right hand side, and this corner's off camber. It's downhill off camber, which means the front will just it'll push on and understeer from the sort of the entry to the mid corner. So it's important to get the car into the curb to the inside, because it means that on the exit, because the circuit's really grippy on the exit, it rises back up a bit towards you, so you gain a lot of grip on the exit and rotation as well with that. So yeah, you don't want to be, let's say, all over this curb, definitely not, but you definitely want to be at least like sort of flush with the inside wheel on this curb, because if you understeer here, it compromises our exit. We opt to short shift there, which maybe we short shifted a bit too early, but you can rev out 4th gear. I mean, you can maybe even go all the way down to 3rd gear, but I preferred to go into 4th gear. We short shifted to 5th, and again, we're utilising all this road. You want to be careful though, because you don't want to, let's say, use just this red part and then slam on the power, because it's not an even traction zone, it's not an even traction surface, so you want to basically be using all of it, or maybe none of it in a sense. You want to utilise all of it. You don't want to be using just, let's say, the rear wheels, the left hand side wheels, sorry, on this serrated curb. Well, not that it's super serrated, but you get what I mean. So yeah, getting on the power, we'll play that one back again. So braking really hard now, bit of understeer in the mid corner, and then short shifting on the exit worked out quite okay. That was not a perfect corner. It looks clean, looks okay, but in reality that was one of the weakest corners in the lap that I did. But moving on, again, bringing the car all the way over to the right hand side, saving the distance, and then you can actually be more aggressive than what I'm not really that aggressive with bringing the car all over to the right hand side. Where what you can literally, from the minute this curb begins, you can have the car fully over the curb. So we just do it at a later point basically, and we make the corner a little bit sharper, but that's, I guess, that was just through preference with the way I approached that corner. Probably didn't help us on this lap though. So yeah, making sure though by at least that 50-meter board you have the car fully over again, and then we're chucking in lots of speed on the brake. Peak brake pressure in here is about 50%, and then again it's about trying to balance it and bring off the get the car to rotate in. Now, the key thing for here, the mistake we did on this lap was you can use 5th gear in this corner as well, depends on the setup and all these sort of things, but you can definitely use 5th and then short shift to 6th on the way out. But we don't get to this inside curb. If you are actually able to use the front left tyre on this inside curb to help rotate the car, it's not necessarily a terrible curb to use. You don't want to be on the green on the inside, so you don't want to be using this bit here, but you can definitely have the front left just sort of nibbling that front curb, just to tuck that front end a little bit nicer, because we understeer through this corner, which is, that was a lucky one there, because we understeer, so diving in, down to 6th gear, getting on the power, and yeah, the front just didn't want to turn in a lot there. We still get a clean corner. The lap overall was clean, but it was not, you know, there was a lot of imperfections through the lap, which do add up and cost you quite a bit of time. Which is, yeah, and the margins at Austria are extremely small, so it's important to make sure you're perfecting every corner, because if you miss just one, it has a bigger impact, because there's only 9 or 10 technically corners on this track. So yeah, maximising all the road and the exit, again, very easy to invalidate. A lot of this track is extremely easy to invalidate around, so it's not an easy track in qualifying to extract a really aggressive lap, unless you risk a lot and get away with it. Not easy. So yeah, this is the end of Sector 2. There's our split there, because that's when the split basically activates, give or take. Again, maximising all of this entry road, not running all the way up to the grass, but running it up to 6th gear. Holding it in 6th, again, you can definitely use 5th. Now, the circuit, one key thing for this part of the track, as I skipped too far back, using all the way in the entry, holding 6th gear, you can go to 7th, but you'll be coming straight back down the gearbox anyway. You can go to 5th, but as you'll see, the front will sort of bounce. There's sort of like a little bit of undulation in the circuit, like not in terms of elevation, but a little bit of bumps basically. The car will always understeer once it reaches this little bit here, so you've somewhat got to anticipate that a little bit. If you touch this curb, it's not the end of the world, because it does help rotate the car, but equally it can also unsettle you if you are really attacking in hard and you're on the limit of grip, so you've got to be quite careful through this corner, but it's very easy to understeer, and we do that a little bit. We technically get to the apex pretty okay. We could go like a fraction tighter, which would have definitely helped, but yeah, we'll play that through one more time so you can sort of see the understeer in sort of smooth motion, if I can. So tricky. And car just wants to push on, but we get the car okay through there, using all the road and exit again as well. And then you have 2 more corners, which are so every part of this lap has got a risk of an element of risk, to it, where you can throw the lap in the bin. So it's so tricky to get this track right in qualifying. You can send it in practice, set an amazing lap, and then be miles off it in the actual session. So it's tricky to put it all together around here. Just generally speaking. So yeah, again, final 2 corners, you're bringing the car over to the left-hand side, and this one's a bit more elevated. When you bring the car off of this curb, it is a bit more of a, let's say, put simply, a thud when you come off of this curb, because it's a little bit more elevated in a sense. But yeah, you come up to the 50-meter board, and you're turning in just before the 50-meter board, and you actually have a pit entry line there as well, or maybe that's a safety car line or something like that as well, or not really, but I don't know. But yeah, turning in just before the 50-meter board. We're up to 8th gear. You can kind of hold 7th if you want, but you'll be revving it out, flinging it in onto the brakes. Again, we are not using much, but that's probably about 30% brake pressure, holding it consistently. Getting to this, and you can use this inside curb because the right hand side will become unloaded, so as long as you attack this corner at a good angle, we don't touch the under tray of the car on this curb at any point. We basically make the corner wider with this, and we use the inside of that curb to help rotate the car, so that was ideal. We'll play this whole section out smoothly first for you. So we're opening up the entry, turning in just before the 50-meter board, down to 6th, up to 7th again running all that curb. And then using all the road in the exit, albeit we didn't maximise the speed carry through that last corner because it is hard. So yeah, breaking it down, getting that curb nicely, up to 7th, using all the road in the exit, and then staying out. And it's so easy to it's so easy to just creep out that millimetre too much on this final corner entry, and then you've invalidated this and next lap, so you've invalidated both laps. And then this last corner, you don't want to get too far on this inside unless you've, I don't know, got superhuman ride height on, because it'll push you straight off the track, and it's so easy to invalidate this last corner exit as well, which makes it really challenging. Again, with brake pressure, let's have a look at the brakes. So not really, you maybe 30% brake pressure there. And then we actually do practically hit full brakes because you've got a lot of momentum to scrub off and then immediately regain into this corner. And the circuit dips down and you've got to use that camber to your advantage as well. So the car will push on. As you can see, the car's just understeering into that apex. We are winding the power, all the way back on once we're past that dip. And then we are full power now. And we don't carry, let's say, as much speed as we could have in this exit, but we do utilise all that track width. And yeah, that is some in-depth analysis of where's my sectors. I mean, this is going to be a trickier one to find. Where's my sectors? Not that I'm not exactly on pole position in this lap. And I mean, this is what I'm talking about. I was 200s off of P4. And I could probably look at every corner and find, a couple of hundreds everywhere. Margins are small at this track. It's not an easy one. So it punishes you for getting things wrong. I'm just trying to see if I get the sectors up so that you guys have some context to that lap and the sectors as well. I mustn't look in. I'll do it. No, I had it. I'll just wait for it. But yeah. So yeah, there's the pole sectors, yada yada. Lucas, I missed it. There we go. So there you go. There's the sectors to give context to that lap. Wait, hang on. That was a 965 sector 1. It said 933 on the lap. I swear I saw it. Hold on. I swear it said 965. So there's the sectors. I swear it said 933 in the lap. Was that just me, or was I just talking total rubbish? Oh, yeah, wait, what? 965? No idea. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling because I've just completely lost my mind at that. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Let me know your comments down below if this helped you, or if you want any more, specifics in the future videos. But anyway, take care, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you guys in the next video. So take care, love you all, and ciao.